Springbok Rugby, roughly 90 seconds, let's go.
Look, I was disappointed at the Baby Boks' result in the semi-final on Tuesday, but I was immensely proud that, racially speaking, the 23 that took the field were representative of what the country I live in actually looks like. Most notably, their best player, Jono Augustus, is a coloured kid who doesn't come from one of the Cape's rugby superpower schools. Augustus wasn't alone. Salman Murat is a beast of a player, and I could go on and on naming black and coloured players who were very, very good on the day. I could also name a few who were very average, but they were average rugby players, not average black rugby players, and there's a massive difference. At least that was my experience of the game and the commentary around the game, which is very different to when I read appraisals of black Springboks from many white supporters. I digress. My observation is that the fruits of transformation are starting to become more and more evident in our junior international sides. Take for example this image of the triumphant Junior Boks of 2012. Now take a look at this picture of the 2017 group. We're making progress, people, and I salute those schools who get the importance of giving talented black and coloured kids an equal opportunity. And that's all they need, an equal opportunity. But, and this is a big but, there's still some top rugby schools out there who think they're exempt from this responsibility. Now I watch a lot of schools rugby as part of my job, and by the looks of things, there's some Springbok factories out there who are sending out first teams that look like they're back in 1985. I'm convinced now there are either inadequate systems to get young black talent into these schools or zero will to transform. How, in 2017, 2 decades into our democracy, are there still schools putting out first teams who are 85% white? And sure, the Baby Boks are laden with black talent, but how much more is slipping through the cracks thanks to the belief of some of South Africa's top rugby schools that white is right in a rugby context? I really think we're at the point now where either SA Rugby or government or both must step in and enforce transformation at these schools. Fail to comply and just shut down their precious rugby programs. This is important because effective transformation must start at school level and can't be a dressing up process at BOK level. And I'm not naive, I know you're not going to get all of the best black talent to all of the top rugby schools in South Africa, which is why there's also an onus on SA Rugby and government to ensure that kids in township and community schools are given the best opportunity to succeed through the provision of excellent coaching, infrastructure, and mentorship. These two things together have the potential to greatly improve representativity at all international levels, most pertinently the Springboks. I, and I'm sure many of you, want to reach a point that the pride I felt on Tuesday is a norm, and ultimately where the racial composition of a Boks side isn't a talking point. This can only be achieved if those elite rugby schools in South Africa who are still holding on to the bad old days are given a dramatic wake-up call.